Well, hello, we're continuing here in BAGENALS Castle, and here you can see one of the old proms. It's more like a basket, a wicker basket, but this is actually one of the old proms. So maybe maybe some of you were wielding something like this here. I'm too young to remember that. So we can see different artifacts here. Now this here is a banner of the Orange Order, and as you can see, LOL is Loyal Orange Lords, that's what that stands for. And the gentleman on the horse is actually King William III, or better known over here as King Billy. And so I'll show you the back of that. And it says, in memory of our friends who died because of their faith, 17th of June 1922, they being dead yet speak. And at the top there you can see Newry, and it's district number 9. And there's also one here of Patrick Sarsfield, and of course Patrick Sarsfield was a fantastic cavalry general, Jacobite cavalry general during the Williamite Wars in Ireland, and he was certainly a fantastic general. There's no doubt about it, for the Jacobites. And of course, the Treaty of Limerick, he negotiated that, where they would be allowed to go, him and the soldiers would be allowed to go to France, which became known as the Flight of the Wild Geese. Now you can see there it says Sarsfield is the word, and Sarsfield is the man. But Sarsfield's not the word, because in the Bible it says that Jesus Christ is the word. And so there's no man like Jesus Christ, because he's the God-man. But certainly Sarsfield was definitely a fantastic general for the Jacobites, there's no doubt about it. I'm just going to show you a wee box here, like a wee crate. And it says there, Arthur McCann Limited, established 1837, Victoria Bakery. So there you are. So there you are. That's a wee remnant there from the bakery. And so I'm going to show you a wee bit of Irish history here. And this is post-war decades saw economic changes in Newry and Mourne area. And a number of businesses were in crisis, and some local railway lines closed. Newry Canal had been in decline from 1920s, and the inland canal closed to traffic in 1949. Says the canal route through Newry was officially abandoned in March 1956. And of course, this is Britain declaring war on Germany in 1939. Around 38,000 men and women in Northern Ireland volunteered for the war effort. The Irish Free State remained renamed Ur in the 1937 Constitution, opted to remain neutral, though many Irish people signed up to fight. And certainly they did. They fought from both sides, both north and south, against Hitler's Germany. So fantastic. You can pause the video if you want to read the rest of that. So pretty amazing. And here's a wee board here, I'll read out to you. It says Customs Boundary Post. And I'll just read a wee bit of it to you. It's Newry took advantage of its new border location, and local businesses prospered thanks to cross-border trade. So I think they were getting best of both worlds. There's a flag there, but I am not sure what that flag's of. If somebody knows, then you can leave me a wee comment. And this here is the back of the Patrick Sarsfield banner. As you can see, it's ANF branch Alexander Blaine, and it's Camlock, which is not far from here. And it's so Brat, so obviously that is Gaelic. So there you go. There's Newry Edward Street, Newry Dublin Bridge. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Cork Wood or something. Look at the scissors there, my goodness. And it says here, in 1900, Ireland was part of the British Empire, but many Irish people, nationalists, wanted legislative independence from Britain. This campaign for Home Rule was supported by William Gladstone, he was the Prime Minister, and some English politicians. Resistance from those who were loyal to Britain, Unionists, was mainly concentrated in the northeast of Ireland. So there you are. And I want to draw your attention to this painting here, which is the Men of 98, which of course is referring to the 1798 rebellion. And I'm going to read out to you and then we'll have a look at it. It's 1898, produced to commemorate the centenary of the 1798 rebellion. It features the leadership of the United Irishmen who orchestrated the rising. And the light's shining on that a wee bit, but I hope you can see it okay. And so we'll start off with the middle one. And of course, the middle one is the death of Father Michael Murphy at Arklow, 9th of June, 1798. And then you can see the heart there and the Irish flags, and we'll take it from the left. That's Wolfe Tone. And many thought Wolfe Tone was the instigator of the United Irishmen, but new research actually showed that it was William Drennan who was actually the main instigator. That's Michael Dyer. And there's William Moore, of course, when the United Irishmen went into battle at Antrim, they went with the war cry, "Remember William Orr." And that's Fitzgerald. And that one is A. Hamilton Rowan, who, if I remember rightly, that's Archibald Hamilton Rowan, who was of Killalay Castle. And then the bottom one is Thomas A. Emmett, and of course the Emmett Rebellion. And so there you can see the Tower, which is not far from here. I think that's a tower near the Nora Water. And there's a Celtic cross. So there you go. And we'll finish off with a couple more. So that must say, yes, in the years leading up to the First World War, the Home Rule issue led to Unionists setting up the Ulster Volunteer Force to oppose it, and Nationalists forming the Irish National Volunteers to defend it. The outbreak of the First World War in 1914 temporarily diffused the situation, as both sides sought to further their cause by supporting the war effort. So they ended up fighting together. Isn't it amazing the way history can throw you a curveball? They were meant to be fighting each other and they ended up fighting together against Germany. There it says United, Ireland, Connaught, Leinster, Munster, and then Ulster at the top. And there's a couple of sashes here. The one on the left is the Loyal Orange Lodge, as you can see. And then the one, it's actually from the 1900s. And it says, worn by members of the Altnavay Orange Lodge near Newry during parades and demonstrations. And then the other one is a sash from the early 20th century, worn by members of the Irish National Foresters in Newry. And you can see some other artefacts there as well. So a lot of Irish history here. If you're into Irish history, you will certainly, Bagenal Castle is the place to come. And it says there, partition, the Anglo-Irish War 1919 to 1921, a campaign against government forces by the Irish Republican Army, IRA, brought violence to Newry. The Customs House on Merchants Quay was burnt and the Royal Irish Constabulary Barracks at Cumlack, South Armagh, came under armed assault. So there you are. And there you can see James Craig. He was the first Prime Minister of Northern Ireland. James Craig, Prime Minister of Northern Ireland. Front row, fourth from left, which is here. As you can see, this man here. And don't ask me to name the rest of them. But anyway, here we go. It says, pictured during his tour of South Down with councillors from Newry Urban District Council. So that's who they are. So there you are. But that's James Craig. There's the Newry Telegraph. That's the Irish National Foresters. So there you are. I'm going to finish with this man here. But I won't talk about him now. I'm going to talk about him in the next video. And it's that man there. And it's Charles Murray. But I'm not going to talk about him now. I will... so what's the next video where I will be talking about Charles Murray. So thank you for joining me, and God bless.